Welcome to 549 Media. The lights are on, the crowd is loud, and the stage is set for tonight's action. From the opening whistle to the final buzzer, we bring you every drive, every shot, every play that makes the difference. This is where passion meets performance and every moment counts. Grab a snack, sit back, and enjoy your hometown Yellowjackets because the game starts now.
Well, welcome to Section 8 AA Championship Wrestling right here at the Hive, brought to you on 549 Media. Full house up here on Media Row tonight. I'm joined alongside, my name's Lance Rock, joined alongside Jesse Hine, Leighton Rock, and Jason Groth doing some fancy camera work for us tonight. Jesse, this is going to be a barn burner. This is what we've been looking for, getting probably 6 teams down to 2, and we have it happening right in front of our face, and it just so happens to be it's a rematch of last year.
Yeah, it's deja vu. I mean, I was telling Trevor earlier in the day that even the semifinals was the same exact matchups. I just felt like I was in last year again. But we talked earlier this month, Lance, or earlier last month when the DGF Rebels were in this gym dueling, that we'd probably see this one again, and here we are.
Well, and how did they get here? Perham Yellowjackets, the number 1 seed, got an opening round bye, went on to defeat United Clay Becker Badgers 53-15, They turned around then and took on Thief River Falls, who knocked off a really good Detroit Lake squad by a score of 37-14. Perham Yellowjackets wrestling really well. On the other half, Dilworth, Glen, and Felton got here. They were the 2 seed. Got Alexandria 39-27. Beat Minnewaska 44-25 in a series of pins. Jesse, you had that match. It was tight, and then all of a sudden, until it wasn't.
Yeah, Minnewaska had a good first half of the duel. They're tough down low and through the middle. But we knew after seeing DGF a few times that once they hit that 152-160 mark that the tide might turn a little bit, and it kind of escalated quickly for Minnewaska. DGF finishing that duel with 4 consecutive pins, just doing what they needed to do. They had a horse on top. They sent TJ Fuller out at the end just to put the cherry on top, and looking forward to some of the matchups, possible moves that we could see here tonight.
Well, Leighton, what were you impressed by the Yellowjackets in their win against a really good Thief River Falls squad? What stuck?
They were going into every single guy that stepped on the mat, knew what their job was, and they went out and got their job done. Whether it was bonus points, not giving up bonus points, whatever match that they were in, it seemed like they were in that match and finishing off strong.
Well, and this is going to be a wild one, guys, and we got a full house up here on Media Row. Again, I'm Lance Rock, joined by Jesse Hine, Leighton Rock, Jason Groth on the switcher. We're going to go down. We're going to see some potential lineups as we go through down there. Again, I'm looking at coin flip again, fellas, might be what decides this. Jesse, your thoughts?
Well, I know just looking at the duel last time, and we talked the moment we took our headsets off after the duel, that we were 1 match, if not 2, away from making that thing really interesting, or at least going down to heavyweight. So I expect to see some of the same matchups. I'm excited to see some of the switches and moves, but the flip means everything this time of year.
Well, and this is a good battle, and you're going to be battle tested. I think both teams had to wrestle the best that they could to get to this position. Ultimately, we talk about it every time, Leighton. Bonus points, wins and loses, but I think you also have to take care of the ones you're supposed to win.
Yep, and that kind of just goes back to what I was saying before when it comes to Perham. It was, you got to know your job, and everybody here has a job. Every single weight class has a job, and you just got to finish that. Whatever your job is, we got to go accomplish that.
Well, long season here, coming to a team close tonight in this. I would imagine, Jesse, adrenaline is so high, the aches and pains and the bumps and bruises, you're not feeling them right now.
Yeah, glory takes pain away, that's for sure. And at this time of the year, no matter how you're feeling, you know you got to go perform your best. You got to perform in front of your home crowd, and I'm excited to see it.
Well, and I think you're going to want, what I'm looking for is who is the initial driving force on the offensive end. I think if you wrestle defensively, you're going to get yourself caught into situations. If you come out tonight and you want to be the victor, I think that might spell a lot. It's going to be good. The lights are on. Center mat is lit up. We're ready to just about roll. We're getting to our final matchups here as they're meeting introductions. Bruce Perrine on the announcements. Any last-second thoughts, guys, as we head into this?
No, I think it's going to be a great duel, and that's just the thing. You got to go out loose. It is a big duel, the biggest duel, obviously, up yet to this season to this point. You're sending somebody to the state tournament here, so everybody's got to be locked in, still wrestle loose, and wrestle your match.
Yeah, there's a lot at stake here. Definitely, like Leighton said, don't let the moment get too big, but yet at the same time, you got to go do what you're supposed to do and what your team expects of you. So both these programs are storied in this section, and again, they want it.
Well, and one of the things that I think it's going to be interesting is we talk about that coin flip. What it does is now you have a true bench. You're bringing 7 extra kids along in different weight classes where you're allowed to make some moves. We're going to find out who makes them, where we're at, what's going to be going on. The stage is set, fellas. It's time to wrestle. We'll wait to see. The Yellow Jackets have a lot of options here coming out. We'll wait to see where they're at. Halo Roth coming out for the Yellow Jackets on the season. Emmett Ketterling coming out for the Rebels. 21-9, 8th grader Ketterling. Halo Roth. Again, this is where I think bonus points become big, gentlemen. This is a spot where the Yellow Jackets, if you can hold this one down, Ketterling, he's a tough customer.
Yeah, absolutely. I know last duel he got in on a ton of attacks but shot from space, which created a little bit of a problem for himself. So if Halo can see those shots coming from distance, be good with his head-hands defense, he might be able to fend off a few of those.
And again, early on, young guys, who fends off the nerves? Nerves are going to play a factor. A lot riding for not only for yourself, but for your team. So, again, fending off those nerves. We have 1:15 on our score, Hilltop Lumber score clock, 0-0. We have Roth Ketterling on the mat.
I like to see Roth. He's a little more under control than we've seen him this year. Knowing what's at stake, knowing what his job is here, I love that he's staying in good position. Fired off one early shot, but he's got to know Ketterling's shot from space is coming here. There's a nice little misdirection shot there from Roth, and he's going to pick up a 3-point takedown.
It's a great left-handed sweep single there from the 8th grader. Just super impressive kind of. Oh, and we got a cradle here.
This is big. I don't know if he got a crossface, but for sure he's got Ketterling in some trouble.
He's got to get that bottom knee.
This is tight.
Slip it out. We got 25 seconds here. Just kind of relax.
He's got to settle in.
Yeah,
work
just
his
kind
way
of sag back and.
Well, there it is.
There's the fall.
Wow.
And those are the matches right there. We got an 8th grader out on the mat and picks up a huge upset victory to get the Yellow Jackets on the board, and the charges started.
And you can just see he carried that over from his match at Thief River. Again, Jesse, I agree with you. He came out a different Halo Roth than we had seen. Huge for the Yellow Jackets. Jackson Pazernik now coming out, also weighed in at 107 pounds. So Jackson Pazernik coming out on the mat for the Yellow Jackets as well. He gets the tough job of Mr. Caleb Coyson. Only 34-1 right now, a senior.
Yeah, watching him last match too. I don't think he's missed a step since the HOL tournament when we saw him last. Lance, I was telling Trevor last match, it's just suffocating when he's on top and he just doesn't give his opponents a chance to breathe.
We got a blood timeout. We'll take that with them. Sponsored by Perham Health.
Perham Health is here to take care of you, to keep you crushing it. Broken bone? We'll fix it. New baby? We'll deliver. We've heard that. And yes, we can help. From life's big moments to the annoyingly sick ones, our providers have the expertise and compassion to handle it all. Perham Health, so you can keep on hitting it.
Back live in the Hive, we were just talking at break here how big a swing that was and how sometimes we can go back to last year and it wasn't the win for the Yellow Jackets so much, but Beckham Bunkowski came in and didn't get pinned, and actually that fired and ignited that candle for the Yellow Jackets. Halo Roth certainly did that, probably tenfold with his match tonight.
I'd love to see the statistics on the teams who win that first initial match and win the duel. I'm sure it's up there, but what a way to start for the Jackets. I know I don't want to say it wasn't expected, but we'll take it for sure.
Caleb Coyson up early 5-0, minute 25 remaining on the clock. And he's just waiting. You can just see it's kind of that cat and mouse game, just waiting for the mouse to move, and then he's going to pounce. Armbar in, Leighton.
Yeah, he's just, obviously such a tenured wrestler, so calm and collected. When you're talking about nerves, like the nerves, they're just not there. Everything he does feels like sometimes it's in slow motion. Obviously that's the seniority, and he's picking his places and obviously running a tough bar right now. And Pasternak is into some trouble with a double arm bar here.
My shoulder's hurt just looking at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. I don't think I'd be moving tomorrow if I was in that position, but nice job fending it off. We talked about Pasternak earlier. He has gotten himself out of some really difficult situations. And again, if he gets out of here and gets an escape or does something crazy, this place is going to go nuts. But Coyson right now just showing you his physicality, and this is somebody that, keep a hold of that name. If you're not so familiar with wrestling, you could see him in the state championship.
That's where he was last year, Lance. I know he put a great tournament together, and like we talked about too, with individual performances, you're rooting for everybody out of your section. So it was fun to follow him last year in the run that he made.
Yeah, runner-up last year at 107, bumping up to 114 this year. So probably just filling out here, and probably look like a pretty sharp 25-pounder at the next level.
End of the first period, and again, you can see both teams happy with the first period. Yellow Jackets, I think, ecstatic, being 5-0, as Pasternak's going to take. He will be in the down position. Actually, he deferred, and it looks like Coyson took top. So, again, we're going to go back to another little delay here. We'll take that with them. We'll be back here in 30 seconds.
I'm Jen Hendrickson with United Community Bank.
Jacket Pride isn't something we take lightly. We support the teachers and support staff that help teach our children every day. We support local Perm athletes with our Battle of the Beast sponsorship nights. And every year we award 4 scholarships to Perm seniors. Yellow Jackets are my team, and United Community Bank is my bank.
And we're back live into the Hive. Blood timeout taken care of. Thank you to Perham Health for sponsoring the blood timeouts. And again, just playing that cat-mouse game, waiting for Pasternak to make a move, and then you'll see a counter move and looking for back points. Minute 30 on the clock.
Yeah, Paz doing a good job. Just, he gets put in an arm bar or wrist rolled under. He somehow finds a way back to his base, and he's working down there. It may not seem like it, but it's a lot of effort as Coyson digs in a double bar here, and that is one that does not get countered very easily.
Yeah. With a minute 20 left, that's a tough position to be in there.
And there's the fall, and again, anything you got to give Pasternak credit going out. Like we talked about, he's gearing up for a state title. That balances out 6-6 on the Hilltop Lumber scoreboard. But again, I think if you're the Yellow Jackets, you're still feeling really well. Weston Sprayberry out on the mat for the Yellow Jackets. He's going to be taking on Sam Schmitz. Sam Schmitz, a senior, 19-6. Again, I would consider this a little toss-up. People might lead a little heavier on the DGF side on this one as well, Jesse.
Yeah, Schmitz had a really nice victory against Minnewaska. You can see he has a nice goal behind, head in the hole there for a 3-point takedown. But he was down in that match 6-1 and ended up getting a reversal, chipping away at it, and ended up with a 7-6 victory where he rode out the entire last minute of the third period against a quality kid from Minnewaska. He's tough on top. He rolls wrists, pulls bars. You're going to hear that a lot from this DGF crew tonight. They if you keep your elbows back, you're going to have sore shoulders tomorrow.
Well, observation by me, guys, I think we're still on a little bit of a hangover, so to speak, from that opening 106. The crowd's not really into it. That takedown, you would expect. I think if they were up 12-0, that takedown happens, this place explodes. And right now, they're just kind of sitting back, I think still reeling from Halo Roth. So keep that one in for our wrestler of the match if this thing turns out the Yellow Jackets' way.
Absolutely, and what a way to start, and we just got to keep stacking some wins on as we go here. Schmidt's putting on a really nice ride, just burying that wrist underneath, trying to dig it out, working to the side, looking busy. This is kind of what he did in his match earlier today. Just controlled, a little methodical, if you will, but just under control the whole time.
Yeah, a lot of pressure up on the toes there. Everything is just pushing forward. You saw it in the Coaston's match too. It's just the ride is so devastating to the guy on bottom because all that pressure is just, they're working on their toes. Everything is driving forward. It's almost impossible to get up.
Well, Leighton, you could maybe or maybe not answer this for us. You've wrestled a lot. It seems like the Yellow Jackets are doing a better job of, I don't know how to put it, maybe active stalling. Like they're not putting themselves in harm's way. Yep. They're trying to keep these matches close. Is that a thing, or am I making something up here?
Oh, and I keep referring back to just doing your job. These guys have a job to do, and part of that is hey, we can't put ourselves in a bad position to give up big points. And by doing that, if it's active stalling, as you will, that is definitely part of the game plan, and they are doing a great job of it. Sliding knees, moving forward. Everything looks pretty sharp here, even for the Yellow Jackets.
And I say that because even when they're on the bottom position, as we might have another takedown right on the edge of the mat here, no such luck for the Rebels. What I'm seeing is arms in tighter than they've been all year, Jesse, and they're scooting forward, but they're not allowing those elbows to get out and putting themselves in a bad position.
Yeah, you can do all the work you want on the bottom. If you leave your hands down and behind, you're going to end up on your face and starting all over again. So, good job, adjustment made to the Jackets. I like to see this period, Weston seems to be a little more aggressive, but just as I say that, Schmitz comes around with a nice goal behind, and he'll take a 6-0 lead,
Not being a wrestler, always the most frustrating thing for me is we saw Weston Sprayberry just do the work there, and then the other person gets the offense. But again, that's that veteran wrestling you've been talking about, Leighton.
Yeah, great movement here by Schmitz, too. Working kind of both angles, digging in that underhook on that left side, a little toss by, knee pick.
Nice whizzer by Sprayberry there.
Yeah, in that seatbelt position now. Somebody's got to swim an arm out.
I feel like sorry to overstep you there, Leighton. On the in the college realm, you're seeing that seatbelt position almost every match come about, that shin whizzer position as well, but it just seems to be a nuance in wrestling today. Thing I notice about Schmitz is he really doesn't get out of position. He's just always in a good stance, in and out, flipping out his lead leg a little bit, changing stuff, pushing, pulling, never really letting his opponent get comfortable. But
yeah, it's just kind of squared up, circling his feet really well, and it's always kind of on the tack, moving forward.
So 6-1 lead, period number 3 at 121 pounds. Again, we'd like to thank some sponsors. We got so carried away at 107, I forgot to thank Perham Health and United Community Bank. They brought you that high-flying action that led to a 6-0 lead for the Yellow Jackets. We now have a stall call on the mat, and again, that action being pushed by Schmitz. It followed up at 114. Caleb Koyson with a fall to balance that scoreboard out. That was brought to you by KLN Family Brands and EOT Insurance. And here we are with a 6-1 lead by Schmitz over Weston Sprayberry, brought to you by Nias Family Sales and Lakes Ace Hardware. So that gets you kind of a rematch summary. We're at 6-6 right now on the Hilltop Lumber scoreboard. A minute 20 remaining, and I think if you're the Rebels, you got to make up those bonus points that you may have lost at 107 somewhere, and this might be one of the spots they're looking in. Weston Sprayberry's just not having it.
Yeah, you know, Weston's doing a better job here of getting head position. He got a shot on the edge there to show he's staying active. He did pick up a stall call on the edge a little bit earlier, but we're down to a minute here, and this is big points for both teams.
Yeah, if you're Sprayberry, you got to get. Can't let him get to that underhook on the left arm there. It seems like he wants to control that or work into that bicep tie. Just got to keep circling. We need one more good shot, and he gets dinged with his second stall call. That's Sprayberry. So 7-1 now in favor of the Rebels.
So 7-1 again. You know Sam Schmitz wants to pick up this next takedown in the last 35 seconds. Make it 10-1, pick up that extra team point. Again, Sprayberry does a nice job by creating his own offense. Doesn't let Schmitz get in on his.
Yeah, he's just got to find a way to circle on, just like he's doing. Now shoot him off. Yep. Shoot him off, make himself look busy right on the edge. But we're down to 19 seconds here. This is big time here for both teams.
Yeah, if you're Sprayberry, you just got to keep moving. Now getting to that shin whizzer, you just got to hold on now. 10 seconds.
Yeah, he's going to do an okay job. There's no neutral or no danger in high school. He just can't get pinned here.
Yep.
And he's going to do it. Really nice job by Weston Sprayberry. But that's going to be a 7-1 decision for Sam Schmitz. That's going to put our scoreboard to 9-6 in favor of the DGF Rebels.
Yeah, nice job again. I think things falling into place for the Yellow Jackets. They're doing the things that they need to do right now to be the champions as they're not giving up those bonus points, doing a lot of things really, really well. We're going to head to 127 pounds. Hansen's Plumbing and Heating. Markle bringing those to you. Dresden Wegscheid on the mat for the Perham Yellowjackets at 127 pounds.
Really nice cow catcher by Drez.
Evan Aaron's on, freshman. And again, this would be a spot I'm guessing the Yellowjackets are looking for more as they should be favored. We're looking for blood. Perham Health, somebody had blood somewhere. We are going to, it looks like Dresden Wegscheid with the blood there. We are going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
At Nias Family Sales, our experienced mechanics are here to provide exceptional service in a timely manner. With 10 service bays, the service department at Nias Family Sales can work on all makes and models. Our experienced mechanics can do everything from oil changes, tire repairs, brake service, engine and transmission repair, and much more. Schedule your vehicle today. Call 218-346-5976 or visit the Nias Family Sales Service Center at 610 East Main Street in Perham.
We're back live here. Blood cleanup thanks to Perham Health. Again, Dresden Wegscheid doing a nice job. Got a good ride on here. Looking for more points for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Drez getting real physical, but maybe in a hurry a little bit too much. I know, Lance, we had a lot of conversations about taking your time, making sure you get things tight and doing it right, but Drez right back in on a nice little opposite knee pick there.
Yeah, just kind of bull in a china shop right now. He's just, everything is moving straight forward. But yeah, like you said, Jesse, great knee pick right there. And now, if you're Dresden, you gotta go to work, locking up a cradle here.
Yeah, doing a nice job rocking him back slowly, but
had the arm posted out there and might have saved a couple back points.
I think oftentimes you look at Kosen in the previous match and Wegscheid in this match, some of these upperclassmen who are wrestling in these lighter weights. It makes a world of difference in the strength category and just maturity.
Well, this is a spot, let's just face it, DGF's throwing out errands to say don't get pinned. Yellow Jackets are telling their senior, you got to get us bonus points, 5 if not 6. They both have a job to do. We're just going to have to see who finishes that job. 10 seconds remain on the Hilltop Lumber scoreboard.
Good takedown there by Drez as time expires.
Points at the end of the period, they make a world of difference.
So 12-2 heading into the second period. It looks like Dresden Wegscheid defers. Aarons takes top, I believe. So that's how we'll start. Again, we have a lot of people to thank, a lot of our sponsors. We're going to have a caution here as right away on the initial whistle. But also we'd like to thank Dilworth Glenfeld Schools, Perham Schools, Sauk Center, Melrose, Minnewaska, and Fergus Falls. They all helped put this together for us. What a fun day it has been, and we have a lot of great wrestling to come as we're rolling through to the 127-pound match. Dresden Wegscheid now 14-2.
Yeah, I think it's Coach Dave Vetch on the sidelines just saying, Drez, we got to make one tight here. Try to get 6 for the team as you approach a tech fall with a lot of time left here in the second period.
Yeah, and you're completely right, Jesse. You just got to take your time here. You just need one. That's all you need. And you got 3 minutes to get one.
Right, and part of it is do you wait your turn? I don't know how you do that as you're a wrestler, but do you wait to try to get a pinning hold in here? I think you just got to take those points, and if it's 5, it's 5. But 17-3, 45 seconds remained, period number 2. A lot of scoring by Wegscheid right now.
Yeah, I think it's a different story too, Lance, if that 107-pound match is flip-flopped and you're all of a sudden down, down a pretty good margin, or you're blanked at this point, you might be saying we have to have 6. But having that little bit of cushion, looks like Dresden's going to finish the job there and get 5 points for his team.
So again, nice match by Dresden Wegscheid. I think he knew what he had to do. He came out and delivered, which sometimes that's easier said than done. We'll head to 133 pounds. Zane Wacker is going to be out here for the Perham Yellowjackets at 133 pounds. He is going to go up against, we'll grab that in a second. This is brought to you by McCall Construction and New Horizons Realty. He will be taking on Dawson Holben, 9-15 coming into today. He is a junior, so again, one of those matchups I think right now both teams really think they need to have this one. We talked about 107. We'll probably beat that one down a little bit more, but again, I think this makes this one all that much more important for the Rebels.
Yeah, watching Holben in the last match, he was in a tight one with Minnewaska, but he did a really good job of down blocking and going behind. He picked up 3 takedowns on just go behind. So if you're Zane Wacker, you got to be sure of your takedowns here and just do what you do. There's a shot from space. Kind of a low single, but Wacker doing a good job trying to sit the corner.
Yeah, he cuts that corner. He's got to stuff that head now. Getting a little too high, but keeping his hips pushed in.
Bringing the hips to the party. Still got to wrestle here. He's got to elevate that ankle and keep hipping.
Yeah, you got to get that bowed back at this point right now, which he's doing a good job of. But you got to somehow sit that back, and now he's got both legs trapped.
Wow, you got to give Holben some credit for sticking with that for that long. But now Zane's got it cleared. He's got to go here. Be careful not to get Kelly dumped.
30 seconds on the clock here, so
now cut that corner.
There. Nice job sticking with that.
He looked dead to rights and just kept his hips moving. Like you said, Jesse kept his hips in the party and ended up getting a nice score there.
I think sometimes those takedowns like that they can be so demoralizing for a wrestler when you do everything right and you do everything but get the takedown. You know, that goes a long ways.
It's amazing you brought that up. Leighton and I had that same conversation of how you can do everything in this sport the right way, and it seemingly goes wrong for you. But again, you know you can do that now. 3-0 lead. Neutral is the position of choice. Hoban deferred. Wacker chose neutral, so third period will be Hoban's choice. I would imagine we'll see what happens in this will lead to what his choice may be.
Yeah, I'd love to see Zane this period just like he's doing, keeping his head down, maybe not sitting in this overhook tie, but just continuing to slowly move forward, force Hoban into maybe an inadvertent shot that he can score on again.
Yeah, Hoban looking to work in that underhook. He likes that right side. So, yeah, if you're Zane Wacker, you got to really defend that. Nice re-attack right there. Kind of got him in motion, lulled him to sleep a little bit, and now he's cutting the corner.
He's got a good crossface here. See if he can flip his hips, and there he broke the lock. He should get another 3 here.
Well, and I think Hoban felt everything going south there and decided to bail on the situation. Again, Zane being the optimist, and we've seen that the last couple weeks here by Zane Wacker. Just a change in that I'm going to go after it. I'm going to get that extra point, and again, I think he's becoming someone at 133. The Yellow Jackets really, truly count on to win almost every match.
Well, you look back on his big win in the Frazee duel against Mr. Peichel, who was a ranked victory for Zane. He earned every bit of it, but that you saw a ton of pressure forward a couple times that I think Peichel underestimated his ability, and you're seeing it on display here, just the sheer power of Zane Wacker's hips.
Yeah, nice consistent pressure forward there. Still, just like you said, Jesse, he's driving, and that is, it's demoralizing if you can't get the takedown when you expect to, and you're not lighting up the scoreboard. But a tough ride out it feels the same exact way, and Wacker's just putting on a clinic right now.
Yeah, he's going for a hammer lock here. I love the aggressiveness, but at this point in the period, you better end the period on top, which he's going to do. He'll take a 6-0 lead into the third.
And again, it's Hoban's choice. Hoban chooses neutral, which we talked about what might occur depending on how that went. Well, another takedown by Wacker made that decision easy. This 133-pound match is being brought to you by McCall Construction and New Horizons Realty. We'd like to thank those sponsors as well as many, many others in the schools.
Man. Trail referee right on Johnny on the spot, but that was an absolute haymaker from Zane Wacker.
If only the mat was extended out a couple more feet, we might have seen some fireworks in the Hive here.
Makes a guy think twice about walking into overhooks. Zane doing a good job staying in good position. We're down to 1:25 in the third. Zane in the driver's seat. There's a nice little attempt from space.
It's that misdirection shot again that he did catch Zane on, but right into a fireman's, kind of in that dump position. Swims that arm out, and we got 3 more.
Tell you what, guys, Zane Wacker's starting to figure it out.
He is in the driver's seat right now, and about to put in some work on top.
Yeah, he's going to that bow and arrow series. Every time I see that, it makes me appreciate Zane Rutherford in his tenure at Penn State, making a living off that bow and arrow series. But Zane in a great spot, just working that high hip.
Good pressure forward here. This is a situation where you if you're Zane Wacker, you want to and almost need to end this period on top. No cheap points here.
Yeah, and he's perfectly content staying on the edge. The refs are letting them wrestle. If I'm Zane, I'm putting my feet back right inside that white line and letting that clock tick because we're under 10 seconds here in the third.
Yeah, and Lance and I were talking a lot in the last match of just mat awareness and some of these younger guys, and you just got to know where you're at all times. It's a huge deal, and great job, great ride out right there.
Yeah, that's a big win for the Yellow Jackets, and they seem to be rolling.
(15-9) on your Hilltop Lumber scoreboard. We'll head into a 139-pound match. This match being brought to you by Jack Shivers Realty and Hammers Construction. We're going to see Peyton Trout out on the mat, freshman for the Yellow Jackets. And again, we talked about if you can be a veteran freshman, this is the one, as Peyton Trout has seen many matches, many really good matches, but he's in for a tough one today, as we're going to see Mr. Lubke, who is also probably looking for a really high medal as he goes into the state tournament. I'm just going to say that as almost a guarantee. 33-3 on the season, probably 35-3 now, a senior, and again committed to wrestle in college as well.
Yeah, Lubke just another hammer for this DGF lineup, has been for a long time, and you're going to see a lot of quick twitch and a lot of power out of Mr. Lubke. And I was hoping to see the matchup with him and Miles Wildman last match out of Minnewaska, but unfortunately they did not match up. But really quality wrestler. He knows he has a job to do for his team here.
Yep, up early 6-1. Looks like we had just a little blood yet on the mat. Coach John McEachern comes out. Johnny on the spot, cleans that up. I would imagine we'll try to see a little bit of a ride here. Nice up by Trout. If nothing happens, the takedown game, as Lubke, I believe, thinks he can get a takedown whenever he wants to right now.
Yeah, I mean, as good as he is on his feet, he puts some pretty quality rides together and takes a lot out of his opponents. And as he cuts Trout loose here, there's a good down block by Peyton Trout. You can hear the Yellow Jacket coaches on the side of the mat. They're definitely working, but you see the quickness and feel on display from Mr. Lubke.
Yeah, Lubke with a nice slide by there, and it's just I hope the camera's picking it up. It's so much in and out. That is the difference. Watch his feet go. It's shot, reshot. That is the difference here.
Well, and just when you stop one fake, it's the second or third one that gets you. And it's just that, like you talked about, these tenured wrestlers who they've just done it. They've done it for so long, it's second nature.
Well, and I don't think they get into any awkward positions. They feel comfortable wherever they've at because they've been there. Again, it looks like we're close to another takedown happening. There it is, 12-3. So 12 points in the first, and we still have 20 seconds to go, and he's going to work on top. You know that. But again, Peyton Trout has a job here to do. You just sometimes, we talked about Jesse a lot. Peyton Trout always seems to end up getting this matchup this year, and there's always somebody on your squad that it seems like every time you turn around you're getting a ranked wrestler. It's been that type of year for Peyton Trout.
Yeah, and just the last couple of years it's been a little bit of baptism by fire in a way, but you know, these matches when you're young are what turn you into a Lubke from DGF. You know, not everything's glory, not everything's sunshine and roses. You got to put in the work and take the hard road sometimes to enjoy the later success.
And I think if you're Trout, one thing that you can lean on too, and I've been here before, is if you're wrestling matches like this every single night out, you're ready for the big stage. You're in future years, you're ready for the state tournament. I mean, you're never going to get a cupcake there. So you've experienced it before.
Trout defers. I got to read that again. I had it in my head. I was listening to you guys. Yes, Trout deferred. Lubke goes neutral. You see why. Takedown 15-3. Heading into really close to tech fall time here for Lubke as now he's putting the ride in. I think just showing you all the tools that he has in his tool chest.
Well, just when you think this is how he's going to win this match, then he reminds you, oh, yeah, I can turn people too. it's fun to watch. I know I'm happy to watch him without a football in his hand. I can say that.
Escape for Trout, and you're not the only one on that one. 15-4 again. Again here, we had nose plug flying there. I don't know if you caught that or not, but again, Trout with a shot. Lubke kind of meets it.
Stay heavy here with 30 seconds to go. I feel like if you're Trout, you're just kind of holding on for dear life right now. Maybe try to pick a knee or something.
Well, and I think you can get small victories when you're up against a mountain. You got to pick your victories here, and I think this is one of them. I mean, you're showing that you can do what you want to do against some high-quality opponents.
Unfortunately, stalemate is called. We start out, and Lubke goes right back in. You just saw that quickness, power, speed. Trout doing a nice job holding the foot. We've got 13 seconds remaining. Lubke repositioning himself.
Potentially dangerous.
I think they're going to call him grabbing the toe. I don't think you can grab.
Yeah, not the
tippy toe, if you will.
Yep. Need the full foot. Ooh, really nice super dunk.
Wow.
So Lubke with the penalty point, 16-4. Takedown, 19-4. Second period, tech fall by Jacob Lubke. And again, this crowd just doesn't seem to believe. I think, you guys, it's just so crazy right now, as that's a big win for them, putting 5 points on the board. Again, the crowd's kind of sitting here waiting for something major to happen, I think.
We got a 1-point match in the section finals, and it's quiet as a church in here.
Sam Royko stepping on the mat, a freshman for the Yellowjackets. Had a really nice season for the Yellowjackets as we're going through. He's taking on Benjamin Thoreen, 21-15, a senior.
Nice arm drag there, straight into his shot. He's ready to go to work.
Yeah, he's kind of a hammer on top with his length. He's so long for that weight class, and here it is. Crossface cradle. He's got to reset his hips here, but he's in a pretty darn good spot to settle in, get some points, and maybe more.
An ode to Clint Mosier. He's got to slip the head here. Yeah. Slip the head.
Clint will appreciate that.
Got to get that bottom knee right in the rib cage and just settle in here.
And you hear the crowd squeeze. Some things never change, and I love that about wrestling.
We got a minute to go here, so if you're Royko, you're just kind of sitting back here relaxed.
Yeah, it looks like that grip is pretty solid right now.
Yeah, just kind of hanging out here for 45 seconds remaining on your Hilltop Lumber scoreboard. Again, 145-pound match brought to you by Perham Area Community Center and OK Tire.
Here he goes again with that deep crossface. These guys are so long, and he's right back into it.
Straight back. He's kind of trapping with that leg, and there Royko slips it.
That's nice.
That's tight.
There he's slipping the head a little bit. That's got to be close.
Official getting the bird's eye view right there, settling in to find 4 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Saved by the bell.
I don't know how you see that one way or another. That's tough.
4 more for Sam Royko, 11-0 on your Hilltop Lumber scoreboard.
I'm going to bet he's going crossface cradle here. What do you gentlemen think?
I don't want to lose any money here.
Nice job by Royko. Not panicking there. He's got to work up. He's going to go to the head, reset here, maybe try to drive him over in a half, but there he goes back to his bread and butter.
Crossface, and yeah, Jesse, he is just so long. Feels like he can just grab straight leg and hit that crossface and just put it together.
Well, there's some of those cradlers on top who can somehow hook ankles with your feet and still crossface and reach and connect. It just seems unfair sometimes. I was never blessed with that height.
Yep, you're telling me. Maybe looking near side here, but still, no, he's going for his crossface back in the bread and butter here.
Just so tough there. It seems like saw a lot of crossface cradles from several different teams today. It's funny how ebbs and flows of different moves go amongst teams.
Royko take the top position. We get a stall on red, so that'll be a stall on Thureen. 40 seconds remain here. Again, going for that cradle again. I think he had success and thought he could get to it. 30 seconds remain for him to sit back.
Well, this is going to be it one way or another. Kicks that leg out. Got to give Thureen some credit here, man.
It's fighting.
I don't think he's going to quite get it from this position.
Yeah, he's kind of laying on top of Royko, that right shoulder.
5 seconds remaining on the clock. If he can hold out that 5 seconds, it will be 4 held by the official. And there it is. You're going to have a tech fall by Sam Royko over Benjamin Thureen. 5 more on the board for the Yellow Jackets on the Hilltop Lumber scoreboard. We're going to roll the 152. It'll be interesting to see. And Carson Zeise battling a little bit of, I don't know if he was injury or what was going, but he gutted out the last match against Thief River Falls. Back on the mat right now is Carson Zeise. This 152-pound match is being brought to you by the Perham Chamber of Commerce and Central Market. And I didn't catch
it's Cooper Friend.
Cooper Friend coming out. Yes, 10 and 12, a freshman. So Zeise Friend, 152-pound match.
Yeah, Friend in on a nice little swing single there. But Zeise doing a good job, just staying tough with his hips, keeping good technique for the 3 with a nice mat return. Friend to his feet. Zeise doing a good job making sure the slam doesn't make an appearance.
Kind of dragging him out here. Looks like he wants to get to that crossface, but just can't seem to get there with a minute left here in this first period.
Well, we have a ton of sponsors we will thank throughout the night. We're trying to go commercial free as much as possible unless we have a blood timeout, but trying to list them off before the match. And the ones that you won't hear is Dilworth, Glen, Felton Schools, Perham, Sauk Center, Melrose, Minnewaska, and Fergus Falls for making this possible in a really can't believe we started at 1:30 and here we are at 7:45, still vying for the Section 8 AA title. And Leighton, you corrected me. Where are they going?
Grand Casino.
Okay,
no
which is
the XL.
Which is formerly known as
the XL Energy Center.
All right, old school. Son,
yeah, that's going to be forever ingrained in my head. I'm sorry.
Son teaches dad again. So again, lessons always to be learned out there. 13 seconds remaining here on the clock. Kind of both guys settling in here. Friend not doing a whole lot. I've seen stalling calls for less than that. First period probably bought him the opportunity to be where he was at. 3-0 lead for Zeise. We'll head into period number 2. Zeise's choice defers. Friend takes down.
Tell me that again. Grand Casino.
Grand Casino.
It's the Grand Casino Center, Stadium, Arena. Okay.
I don't know. All I know is I'm betting there's a lot of kids who'd like to go in a couple weeks. Did you get that betting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that was great.
Okay.
It's been a long day, Lance.
It has been. Fifth graders love that humor.
Ooh, that's good.
Again, Zize in the top position. 30 seconds rolled off your clock there while we were talking about the place I won't remember, so I'll have to lean on you guys for that every time. Zize doing a nice job with his ride. Friend just kind of stuck right here in no man's land. He's got his base underneath him, but he's not getting his head off the mat very much.
Yeah, it's interesting because, neither wrestler is really working to score. Zize doing a good job returning again, but seems content to ride. Now he's smothering the hips a little bit, but like you said, Lance, I can guarantee you at higher levels in a few weeks, this is going to get called in a hurry.
Who's our Big Ten announcer that loves the mat returns?
Shane Sparks.
There we go. Haven't seen too many real powerful mat returns, more controlled today, which is probably a good thing for these wrestlers. But we're going to, looks like with 20 seconds remaining on the clock, Friend just pretty comfortable where he's at. Carson Zize trying to pick up some back points, but 10 seconds remaining on your Hilltop Lumber scoreboard. I think we're going to roll 3-0 into period number 3. And it should be Zize's choice going into the third.
Looks like he's going to take top here.
Pretty content with that. Trying to run that like cross wrist, trying to roll a few wrists underneath, but there truly really is not very much action going on for either wrestler. Frenzy needs to get his head up off the mat, and Zize needs to keep working. He's almost in this tilt series here. I would love to see a cross wrist tilt, but again, I think he's pretty content with where he's at right now.
Yeah, both wrestlers seem as 30 seconds ran off the clock there to be comfortable right where they're at. And again, Zize's working. There's our first stall, and it was on green.
Zize.
Parallel ride must have been the look, and it is tough to get off the mat if there's a parallel ride happening. Not a ton of action, and we've talked about this before. Individual tournament, team tournament, sometimes those semifinals, there's so much action and there's so much at stake. There's just a little bit of letdown, and from the crowd it feels that way, gentlemen, tonight, that it's just like they're just waiting for something really to fire up their engines as they're just kind of sitting back and watching right now.
I think there's some pretty high-level matches coming up here too that we might see that could get this crowd going a little bit, but nonetheless, it's been a great duel so far. We've seen both teams come out and do what they're supposed to do, and an upset in the early parts of the duel here, but Zize's still putting a good ride together here. We're down to 30 seconds here in the third.
Nice mat return right there. And again, we can recap. We'll talk about that in our KLN post-match, show at the end, and we'll probably go back to 107 pounds if this goes the way of the Yellowjackets, as that really started this. Friend doing everything he can. There's a stall. Second one on Zize. Now it's 3-1.
And he's perfectly okay with it here, yep.
I was looking for the escape to make it 3-2. Time ran out. 3-1. Carson Zize, your winner over Cooper Friend. 3 more in that regular decision go on the Hilltop Lumber scoreboard. 23-14 right now in favor of the Yellowjackets. Hilltop Lumber and Lakes Community Cooperative are going to bring you this 160-pound match between Brody Wacker and Xander Deutsch, and this one has the makings to be maybe a high flyer.
This is one I was looking forward to all day once I saw these two were going to meet again, because Xander Deutsch, he's gonna tap and go on a double leg at some point here, because that's his bread and butter. And Brody Wacker loves to go forward and scrap too. So these two met at the Heart of Lakes, had a really high flying match. Just a good matchup for both guys.
Well, and you were broadcasting that one, Jesse. Xander Deutsch, I think, was the first fall that really led to get the Dilworth Glendenfeldt Rebels to this finals, as he lit the candle and they just ran wild after that.
Yeah, for sure. And there's that double leg that he's just shown he can do, but Wacker not giving in. But Deutsch just so powerful in that position. He had 4 double legs in that match against Minnewaska last round.
Yeah, it's kind of straight on double there. Looked like just kind of last-ditch effort. Wacker going for a little bit of a neck whip. But that is not going to stop a freight train.
Yeah, we saw earlier in the year Deutsch take down Carson Zeise 3 times here in the home duel, and all of us kind of went, whoa. And then seeing him do it over and over and over again, you got to find a way to stop that double leg.
Well, it looks like Deutsch kind of maybe learned from that. He ran out of gas a little bit against Zeise at the end. We get an escape, 35 seconds on the Hilltop Lumber scoreboard for Zeise, now 3-1. But again, constant offense, Xander Deutsch. And again, this is a big one for every team that seems to wrestle the Yellow Jackets, because Tegan Detloff is coming up next.
Yeah, it's nice to get to the point in the lineup where you got a couple hammers, but here we are again, that double leg. I've been really impressed with him and how he commits to that and finds a way to get there every match.
Well, this young man's strong with a capital S, because I've seen him elevate everybody here today. Once he gets to that double leg, he gets that lift. Again, has to be a weight room kid right here as a junior. He's going to be fun to watch in next year if he continues to improve.
He does a nice job. He gets you leaning, gets you lunging, and right when those elbows come up, he hits it. And see what adjustment Brody can make here as Brody gets double unders here. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, Deutsch kind of likes to build a little bit of separation before shooting that double. He's kind of pushes in. Like you said, Jesse, he lulls you to sleep, and then it kind of gets a break in the action, and pretty soon you're 6 feet up in the air. Oh, nice shot.
Well timed by Brody Wacker there. I'm not sure what the confusion is. We have both legs. Now we have the hips.
And there it is. It's a really nice misdirection there. He kind of planted off that right and picked the left side ankle.
He's got the leg split. I'd love to see him get a little more aggressive and start clawing. There we go.
There's a Turk. But here, mat awareness a little bit too, and as he loses it.
Well, and again, it was Deutsch's choice, so he took neutral with having the takedowns. It's really got to be a confidence boost for Brody Wacker to say, you wanted me here and now I took you down. So again, look for maybe that to just build on an offensive attack here for Brody Wacker.
Yeah, Brody had some success in their match at HOL, the conference tournament, with getting some back points and near fall against Deutsch. So look for Brody to go to work here.
Under 20 seconds remaining right here. Again, crossface thrown in by Wacker.
We're down under 10 here. Deutsch trying to quad pot up, but Brody doing a pretty good job. Now Deutsch to his feet. This would be big to finish the period without giving up a takedown. And wisely, Brody drops down to an ankle. Oh, man.
Pretty late stall call there on Wacker.
Again, Wacker's choice. He chooses down, trailing 6-4. Again, it was all Deutsch first period, all Wacker second, other than that stall call. Again, I think he stymied Deutsch just a little bit with that takedown. Now a little bit fearful, not shooting quite like he did in the first. 6-5, here we go, minute 45.
Yep, Brody's got to make sure he's not reaching for anything right now, because when his elbows go up, that's when Deutsch goes. But Brody looking for a re-attack, and these guys are going to get after it.
Nice shot there. But great hips there by Wacker. Just got to sink himself down as low as possible, which he's doing. It's great. He's pushing off those quads there.
Oh, little whip. This would be huge. Brody's got him in trouble. Just a nice little whip over.
Minute 10 left here. He's just got to sit here. He's got to sink in. We can't get anything crazy here. He's got to know where he's at on the mat.
And we're going to go off. I don't think they're going to. Oh, they did give him a reversal. So they're going to go 4 near fall, 2 reversal.
Should be 12-8 if my scoring is right. Reversal now, it should be 13-8 because Deutsch is going to cut Wacker or start at neutral position. I think it's going to be that takedown. Wacker's went takedown for takedown. Now Deutsch is shooting from space.
Yep, we got to have hands down, head down.
You know what's coming here.
No whips.
And you got to circle. Reminder, he has 1 stall call too. That could play a difference.
Sorry, I'm reacting as a fan right now.
Got to keep circling here. Wacker just has to keep circling. You know that double's coming, but you can't just back off the mat here.
I wouldn't even mind to see him dive down into
that low ankle.
Yeah,
yep.
Just to prevent a big throw from coming here. We're down to 20 in the third period. There's a stall and a point for Deutsch, so that's going to be 13-9. Brody going to be putting a stamp on it with another 3-point takedown.
Looking for that back trip there and just kind of missed it and went straight down.
Yeah, that was a nice signature win for the Yellow Jackets, 16-9 regular decision. One that I know Dilworth, Glenn, and Felton really wanted, and the way it started, it looked like it was going to be all Deutsch. Not so much. Great job there by Brody Wacker.
Detloff, sorry, go ahead.
Nope, 172-pound match. Tegan Detloff on the mat for the Yellow Jackets. He'll be taking on Caden Larson, 22-13, junior from Dilworth, Glen, and Felton. This 172-pound match brought to you by Steve Sanitation and Horace Mann.
Nice early attack by Tegan with a little slide by. You can see him back into a low shot. He's just masterful in this low shot position, does such a good job working the legs to where he needs to, and he's doing a great job.
And I don't want to think too much into this, but 6 here would be huge for the Yellow Jackets. They're up by 12 right now. That would put it into a position where DGF would have to pin out to book their ticket for the state tournament, but
no better guy to have out there to seal it. I believe last year it was Tegan Detloff over Mr. Mashesky to seal the deal up at 189. They ran him up, but there's another 3-point takedown for Tegan. He's now up 9-2.
We talked about it with Kosin too. It's almost like it's so methodical. It's so every position that he's in, he feels comfortable, and you don't want to say it's boring to watch, but it's a very just tactical. He's a technician. It's just such good fluid motion out of Detloff.
Well, and the number one question people ask is, how can he do that? how can he make it look so easy? And it's like there's so much going into that people don't often see that he's able to do.
9-2 lead Detloff into the second. Detloff deferred. Larson takes bottom, then allowed to get the escape, and back to work goes Detloff.
Yeah, kind of up to a body lock here. Headlock attempt by Larson, but Teagan loves to work below the knee, and here he is again. Working that low shot, that low single finish he's so well known for. That'll put him up 12-3.
Just continually attacking is Detloff. Just kind of picking his points and taking those shots. And there's another one. He's really going to that low single to kind of crack down to the same side. But it seems like it's on repeat right now with the same outcome.
We're down to a minute here as there's a break in the action. A minute left in the second period. Teagan's so long, he's able to stay on those legs, even from space. Another nice low shot. Finish, wraps the other ankle. Works his way up for another 3.
30 seconds remain on your Hilltop Lumber scoreboard. We're hoping to have a post-game talk here and watch the awards ceremony for both clubs, no matter where they finish, runner-up or champion, and kind of highlight some of the things that we see coming up. We'll talk about our wrestler of the match. We'll talk many, many more things. And again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, including Foltz Construction, Interiors by Winkles, River's Edge Cabinetry, Otter Tail Power, Hanson's Plumbing and Heating, Persons Financial Protection, and Esser's Plumbing and Heating, and many, many more. As we run out of time in period number 2, on to period number 3. Detloff's choice, I believe.
He took neutral.
$15-5 on your Hilltop Lumber scoreboard again. Thanks to all the people involved here, Aaron Anderson, Tracy Haberman, for their work. Jason Groth behind the scenes doing a ton of stuff for us, and another takedown.
Yeah, it's going to put it at 18-5, 18-6 with the escape, and that's going to do it.
Teagan Detloff just continues to roll and defeats Caden Larson by technical fall, and the Yellow Jackets making a statement here, heading into 189 pounds, and looks like they're getting all so close to punching their ticket if they haven't already. Tristan Larson coming off of a great win against a ranked opponent from Thief River Falls, stepping back onto the mat. This 189-pound match is brought to you by Persons Financial Protection, Esser's Plumbing and Heating. We'd like to thank them for making this commercial free. Cole Julian, 15-6, a senior. Again, stepping on the mat here. Good shot by Larson, met by a good defense by Cole Julian.
Yeah, Julian, a really, really big 89-pounder. Last match just kind of asserted his will against his opponent, stayed in good position, squashed any shots, and just did a good job when he got on top. So he's definitely a big 189-pounder. It was a great match for Tristan, like you mentioned, against Thief River Falls. Just a very technical match for him.
Yeah, sealed the deal in that one, and he's got the opportunity again right now to punch it.
Yeah, Leighton, you talked about being a senior, taking that on your shoulders, knowing that that's when you're the most needed, and you saw how his team reacted to him by doing that, and that's stuff that carries with you. No matter how long you're away from the sport, I'm sure both of you guys can remember days that happened for you and how it affected you. But again, I think we're going to see the best of Tristan Larson coming into individuals, and he's just been steady for the Yellow Jackets up at 189.
Yeah, really nice throw by there off the underhook for Tristan. He's so explosive when he decides to go, and it seems like he's really wrestled under control today.
Yeah, great timing on that. Took the one step back and just threw it right on by, and he's tossing a boot in on that right side, kind of going cross body ride here.
Under 5 seconds remain. Period number 1 will wrap up. 3-0 lead for Tristan Larson. Looks like it will be. It was Julian's choice. He deferred. Larson takes neutral. Why not? He's been on fire with that single leg shot. Let's see if he sets it up again into a double.
Right into that dive, into that low. Kind of got his head trapped in between, but just never stopped moving there. In a body lock position here. Tristan just got to stay low, and he does. Takes him right to his back.
Referee counting, even though he was scooting backwards. I think he is going to give 4. Tristan has had some very timely back points off of takedowns to their back today. Really nice chain wrestling.
Well, Tristan Larson's got the right in. We'd also like to thank Steve Sanitation, Horace Mann, Hilltop Lumber, Lakes Community Cooperative, Perham Chamber of Commerce, Central Market, Perham Area Community Center, OK Tire, and we'll get back to action.
Yeah, Julian working from the bottom. This is kind of where he made his hay in the last duel. He just kind of ruts around, and then he's strong enough to get into a position where he can escape, but Tristan doing a pretty good job of keeping his hips down and controlling that ankle.
A little under 30 here. Left to go in the second, and Tristan's in the driver's seat right now. Going back on top. No movement off the whistle. Nice bump forward by Larson, kind of trapping that arm underneath. Needs to look to roll a wrist here. Just needs a ride out for the next 15.
Seems like there's been a little bit more of a commitment to riding today from the Yellow Jackets than we've seen most of the year. I mean, we've been able to score on our feet, but I truly have seen a commitment to the ride in these duels today.
Julian is in the down position. Larson took neutral. So Julian's choice. He takes down 10-0. I'm sure looking to gather one maybe and then get a takedown and start chipping into the sleeve. Good ride there by Larson. Hooks a leg, just putting a lot of pressure on those shoulders of Julian.
When you talk about getting technical, this is where you got to get really technical. And you wouldn't think about it when you're in the midst of a ride, but cannot put yourself in a bad position. If there's going to be a reversal, you let it go. Escape, you let it go. Just no fireworks. And it looks like he's going to cut him.
Yeah, I hear you're seeing a little bit of physicality from Tristan that we've seen most of the year. He is so strong for his weight. He's not a big 89-pounder. But the strength and physicality is not something he's lacking.
Escape not awarded, so no takedown there. We stay locked in at 10-0 nothing. Under a minute here remaining, period number 3. Yellow Jackets look to claim another victory here. A couple more matches to go, and they're going to be able to celebrate their ticket stamped to the state tournament, and then you await who you may get. And again, those are some anxious moments as matchups play a lot, even when you get down to that state tournament. .30 seconds remain here. 189-pound matchup.
Still a nice controlled ride. We got a break in the action here.
It's nice when we have fans from all over, even a shout out from Oklahoma. So again, listeners all over the country right now. So Yellow Jackets and Rebels being followed. Under 10 here, it looks like this is the way we're going to stay. Again, the physicality I've seen from a lot, it's almost a purposeful, like we're here to wrestle, and it's been a really great day for the Yellow Jackets and how they're supporting each other as well as they get going. 10-0 major decision for Tristan Larson at 189 pounds over Cole Julin. Takes us to the 215-pound match.
We'll see if we get the matchup we're waiting for.
Eli Royko coming out for the Yellow Jackets at 215 pounds. Quick takedown for him. 215 pounds match is brought to you by Otter Tail Power, Hanson's Plumbing and Heating. And we have Raston Helpari, 1-0, a senior. And quick work. We didn't even get to talk about Eli Royko. It is over. And he put 6 points on the board for the Yellow Jackets. Which leads us to the 285-pound match. Lucian Harms coming onto the mat for the Yellow Jackets. And TJ Fuller bumps up from 215 to take on Lucian Harms. What a statement today, fellas, by the Yellow Jackets, though. I think coming in, it could have been one of 6 teams that we really thought as we talked. Yellow Jackets came out to battle today, and it was sure fun to watch.
No doubt, and just you love to see it. I mean, talking with the coaches the last couple days, there's always the what ifs. There's always the the matchups that you run through your head. But when your team comes out and does it, it makes you feel really good that they're prepared and they're peaking at the right time. And you just got to tip your cap to the coaching staff and to all the wrestlers.
Put together a couple nice duels today. Just looks solid from top to bottom, and I'm super impressed also with those young guys. It's just doing their job, and they're punching their ticket, and the future looks bright here.
Well, we really thought when it would boil down to those lower weights, and the Yellow Jackets had been giving up a lot of bonus points. Today they eliminated that, and in fact they turned the tide and picked up some big wins themselves. I just think, Jesse, that was huge. That opening match really just deflated this crowd yet to this point. And again, you got to give Halo Roth credit. You got to give the coaching staff credit for getting them all ready. But it boils down to the kids doing what they're supposed to do.
Absolutely. And I think part of it, thinking back just on the whole grand scheme of this season, was the Yellow Jackets haven't really had their best, I shouldn't say their best lineup, but their consistent lineup out there till lately. And it's really starting to show that They've cemented their guys in where they want them, and they've started to wrestle as a complete team compared to what we saw earlier in the year.
TJ Fuller with the takedown, 10 seconds on the Hilltop Lumber scoreboard, and again takes a 3-0 lead, really trying to put pressure on that shoulder of Harms, and we're going to head into period number 2. Looked like it was Fuller's choice. He deferred. Lucian Harms says both up, 3-0 in favor of TJ Fuller. And again, we'll have the award ceremony. We'll try to get the post-match show by KLN brought to you. A lot of things that we can talk about. Individuals coming up next weekend always leads to a different. You, again, don't wrestle for your team. You wrestle for yourself at that point. Again, for the Yellow Jackets, I always felt like, I don't know, maybe you guys can speak to that. You maybe could wrestle a little freer, some guys, just because you know you're already going to the state tournament.
Well, that was, again, I feel like I'm talking just all about the Mosers today, but tip of the cap to Rob, too. It was always, you're already going to be there. Might as well wrestle a couple more matches.
That's right, and get after it. And again, that'll be fun to follow along as well, see how many Yellow Jackets and for that fact, how many Rebels can punch their ticket to the state tournament as well, and that is a fun and wild. And we talked about the semifinals being wild, Jesse. Here, those semifinals, you've said it year after year, usually we end up going wherever it's at together just to watch those semifinals because it can be a throwdown.
Well, it's meaningful. Each match is meaningful, and that's my favorite round of the individual tournament, and I'm already anxious to see brackets and what they look like and what the matchups are. And, speaking of brackets, I've seen TJ Fuller wrestle heavyweight 3 times today, so that makes me wonder if maybe he's making an appearance in the heavyweight bracket next week with Mr. Francis and Mr. Royko as the 1 and 2 seeds at the 215-pound bracket.
Well, there's a ton of jockeying that's going to go on, and people are going to look at what bracket is full, and when Eli Royko's looked great in the last month here of the season. You know what Ryan Francis brings from DL, and it probably would be a smart move for one of them to go up, although it looks like maybe a little undersized would be Fuller, but he is a big cat when you're down by the mat. And again, he didn't phase him at all to go chest for chest with Lucian Harms.
Yeah, his frame, we've talked about it for years. I mean, it wasn't 2-3 years ago, he was a middleweight wrestler, and he has blossomed into a giant 215-pounder. I mean, all 3 of those guys in the 215-pound class are just giant for the weight class.
And this is the interesting thing. I think sometimes when 215 wrestlers move on up to 285, they bring a little different style to it. Like here, he's going to put Lucian Harms down. Lucian Harms probably not used to being down that often, so you can see him go right to work. So sometimes it hurts you to be a little undersized. Sometimes it helps you.
Yeah, I know the speed itself. You're going to see some athletic heavyweights as you get down to the state tournament, and not everybody's going to be 285. So you may run into a giant down there, but you're there. That could be the difference.
Again, holding some good pressure. You can see him use his leg there again, trying to roll that wrist. We get a stalemate. Back to the center we go, 1:17. Again, I think the coaching staff would love to see Lucian Harms explode out of his stance here a little bit. Make TJ Fuller uncomfortable. He chose to try to hold you down and get back points. Again, nice try there by Lucian, but here's where Fuller is very skillful, Leighton, and what he's doing. He's just putting a lot of pressure on Lucian Harms and gets the stall call.
Yeah, no, for a 215-pounder, he's riding tough right now, holding him down. I mean, Harms has got to get work off his belly. He's got to slide a knee up and get some movement.
I think too, not to cut you off, we talked earlier in the match about leaving our hands behind. I think the body exploded, the hand stayed down, and that's the difference in getting away and then ending the period on bottom.
30 seconds left here in the duel.
And again, Jesse, you said third match for TJ Fuller. It might be like test driving a car. How do you fit in against these heavyweights match after match? And it looks like he could be very successful getting a takedown, now riding out Lucian Harms here with 8 seconds to go.
Yeah, it will be interesting because there's some pretty quality heavyweights, around, and size matters, and you don't know what seeding you're going to get when you haven't had any common opponents. So this is a way to get a couple common opponents and might work you into a seed and try to make a run at it. But that's going to do it.
Decision. Fuller runs your scoreboard to 41-17. Your Section 8 AA champs. As the lights come on, you can see them shaking up hands. Are your Perham Yellowjackets heading down to the state tournament? Back-to-back seasons, and I think we'll stay right here to watch them kind of go through the lineup. Guys, your thoughts before we break away right before the trophy ceremony?
Just proud of the guys for the hard work and going and doing it. I mean, there's a difference in talking about it and actually accomplishing it, and for the second year in a row, they did it.
Yep, there's only so much you can do on a whiteboard or in a pep talk. It's once the lights go down and it's time to rumble, they were obviously ready. So kudos to the coaching staff and the kids. Awesome duel, and excited to see them down at the state tournament.
Well, we'll step away. We'll let them get ready, and we'll be back to celebrate your section runner-up and your section champions.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, you want someone local and experienced. EOT Insurance Agency has been serving the community for over 40 years, insuring home, auto, farms, businesses, and all your recreational toys. As an independent agency, we don't work for just one company, we work for you. EOT Insurance Agency, local, experienced, and always on your side.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterill. And
we'll cut back in off the Lakes Ace hardware. They're rolling right into the awards ceremony. Section runner-up. Medals going to Dilworth Glen and Felton Rebels. What a great season they've had. And they will also accept their team. They will also accept their team trophy. Again, nothing to hang your hat at. Gentlemen, they wrestled well, just ran into a real confident Yellowjackets team today.
Yeah, DGF has made a run at it. They've been section runner-up for the last couple of years, and they've made great strides as a program, I would say, over the last 10 years for sure. And I don't think they're going anywhere. I mean, they have some good young guys as well, a lot of firepower, and again, just ran up against the Yellowjackets on our best day.
Yeah, we watched those medals getting accepted. Leighton, you can talk a little bit when you get that taste of being here. That taste doesn't really go away. I think it just fuels you even more.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's especially your second one in a row. I was lucky enough to be on a few really good teams, and was able to win a couple team section championships. And it is just as sweet as the first one. From 8th grade through senior year, it's just so fun. You work all year for stuff, and there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that people don't see, and this is. All these guys deserve it. It's a really great feeling.
Well, every day in the wrestling room is not an easy place to be for either one of these teams. It's a lot of hard work, dedication. Again, congratulations to both of these programs. We'll talk about DGF right now as they're still accepting their awards. We got a good, nice, tight shot on them. They'll be accepting their section runner-up award. And yeah, DGF, there hasn't been many years ago that they weren't really thought of. When you talk about even in the preseason who's going to be there,
Yep.
DGF always comes into your conversation.
Yeah, it's they're becoming a Section A AA. I mean, they were in Single A for a while when I was still wrestling, which wasn't that long ago, and now for them to step up and watch them grab the runner-up trophy for the Section A AA championship, it is super impressive, and they're making strides in the right direction.
And their fans give them a nice applause and a round, and we're going to go to the Yellow Jackets here. Well, and the celebration continues for the Yellow Jackets. Again, congratulations to them, the coaching staff, the school system. It's just such a great thing, and I always believe that what's said in the movie is once you have a taste of being a champion, it never leaves you. And for these young men, no matter what role they played right now, they're going to be remembered as champions, and that's an awesome thing. As pictures are going to be taken, you guys said you both had that opportunity as well. I've never been that lucky where I've got to have this opportunity, especially at home, to be at center mat. This has to be a thrill for those guys.
Yeah, no doubt. It's I always tell my kids, blue medals are the ones you want, and just seeing it brings you back. I know, Leighton, you're probably going through it too, but just brings you back to those teams, those memories, the countless hours you put in, and just the fun trip to the state tournament and the memories that brings. And you just you're thankful that your athletes here in Perham get to go through it.
Yeah, super lucky, like I said, to be a part of some really awesome teams, and this is it's special for these guys. I mean, there's only a short amount of your life that you can do something like this, and all these guys got to be a part of something really special. And
again, great young men down there, and when team happens, it's a great thing. Now the coaching staff surround them, and I love that part of it, because when a team's successful, the coaching staff plays a big role. The managers, Jesse, you and I know how important those managers are in every sport. This is definitely a team win all the way through for these Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, they're definitely going to hang on to this one, and the beauty of it is you got to get back to work. You got another week ahead of you, but it makes you smile knowing that, like Leighton talked about earlier, we're already bringing everybody down. You might as well get after it one more week and get a few more matches down there.
So congratulations to your Section 8 AA champion, the Perham Yellowjackets. Guys, I'm going to recap what happened here in our KLN postgame. We'll step away. We'll come back, give some awards from us out, wrestler of the match and those sorts of things, pin for the win, and we'll go on. But it seems like a long time ago we started this one, so I'm going to go real quickly to give you guys a heads up as we talk maybe what was the most important. At 107 pounds, Halo Roth with a fall at 144 over Emmett Ketterling. At 114, Caleb Koyson with a fall at 240 over Jackson Pasternak. At 121, Sam Schmitz over Weston Sprayberry, 7-1 decision. At 127, Dresden Wegscheid over Evan Aarons with a tech fall, 20-4. At 133, Zane Wacker over Dawson Hoban, a major decision, 9-0. At 139, Jacob Lubke over Peyton Trout, tech fall, 19-4. At 145, Sam Royko over Benjamin Thurine, tech fall, 15-0. At 152, Carson Zeise over Cooper Friend, decision, 3-1. At 160, Brody Wacker over Xander Deutsch, 16-9, decision. At 172, Tegan Detloff over Caden Larson, tech fall, 21-6. At 189, Tristan Larson over Cole Julin, major decision, 10-0. At 215, Eli Royko over Rastin Hupari by fall in 21 seconds. And at 285, TJ Fuller, a 3-0 decision over Lucian Harms, which leads us to Section 8 AA champion Perham Yellowjackets, a 41-17 victor. And with that, we'll step away. We'll come back. We'll talk about who is the wrestler of the match. We'll also get into some other things, and we'll talk maybe a little bit about individuals. It'll be about 2 minutes. We'll be back to wrap this up.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell
and Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware.
You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware,
right here in downtown Perham.
They go where you go. They're your wingman. Your, I should get this thing checked out support system. Who knows? They may even be your +1. Or should we say +4? These are your tires. Small town, large city, winter, summer, every destination and every type of weather. At OK Tire Store and Service, we go the extra mile so you can add some extra miles. See us for tires, preventative maintenance, and more. OKTireInc.com.
At River's Edge Cabinetry, we believe your home should be a true reflection of you. Our expert team combines custom design, quality craftsmanship, and 3D visualizations to bring your vision to life. From kitchens and bathrooms to family rooms and outdoor kitchens, we handle every detail. Experience a seamless remodeling process with personalized service and attention to detail that you can trust. River's Edge Cabinetry, custom design for your lifestyle. Visit us in Perham or online at riversedgecabinetry.com. Yes, garbage is gross, but here at Steve's Sanitation, we are your trash experts with experience to back it up. At Steve's Sanitation, we know how to schedule your trash pickups without missing a beat, and we have been doing it for over 30 years in Perham and the Lakes area. Steve's Sanitation has been voted the best garbage service in the Lakes area since 2019. With 30 dedicated employees, we're here to take care of your trash. For more information, call us at 218-346-4834 or visit our website at stevesanitation.com.
Hansen's Plumbing and Heating provides the highest quality products and services to ensure the comfort and safety of all their customers. It's what they do. Henry Hansen, later known as Hardware Hank, first opened the family hardware store in the early 1930s in Burgess, Minnesota. Today, they are proud to carry on his legacy of hard work and honesty through teamwork, fellowship, cutting-edge technology, and forward thinking. 218-346-2422 or make a visit in Perham, Burgess, or Detroit Lakes today. Hansen's Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Minnesota families for over 80 years.
Yes, garbage is gross.
Hansen's Plumbing and Heating provides the highest quality products and services to ensure the comfort and safety of all their customers. It's what they do.
Apologize there, hit the wrong button. We're back here. You can see the celebration, young wrestlers, old wrestlers, championship trophy being passed around. We have a few things that we need to clean up on the KLN post-match as we get going. Jesse, we're going to start with you. Otter Tail Power move of the match.
We're going to go with Brody Wacker with his big neck whip for a takedown and 4 near fall to spring him ahead of Xander Deutsch in that highly contested come from behind victory. Good turning point for the Jackets there as they just continue to expand on their lead from there, and just a big move for Brody.
Yeah, we can't speak enough of those Wacker boys. They both really had a really nice day at just kind of taking care of their home turf here, and again, leading to good things for the Yellow Jackets and a lot of fun to be had. Leighton, we're going to turn over to you, the Steve Sanitation wrestler of the match.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Halo Roth at 107 with the big fall. Felt like all the air came out of DGF at that point. We kind of all looked at each other, and for the 8th grader to step up like that really set the tone for a duel like this in a section championship is a huge deal. So kudos to Halo. Great match and great pin.
Yeah, exciting day to be a Yellow Jacket, that's for sure. Punching your ticket to tell me again where they're going.
Grand Casino Arena.
Okay, I will get that down, promise, by next year.
We'll practice.
Okay, we'll practice. Grand Casino Arena, formerly known as I'd been calling it all day. Again, it's just so fun for the Yellow Jackets to think about, and this is what happens, is we're watching it happen live on the mat. Young wrestlers now wanting to be somebody that they just saw wrestle, and again, I think that's what the coolest part about what plays out here when you start to win championships. It just comes and it keeps going full circle. So we were trying to line up an interview. I think we're going to let these guys have their day, have their due. Pictures are being taken. Jason Groth's doing everything he can and got cameras going every which direction. What a awesome, exciting day to be a Yellow Jackets fan. Final thoughts, guys, before we close up shop here.
Not a whole lot. Just, again, just smiling. My face already hurts from smiling. Just so happy for these kids and the community and the school and just everybody involved, and thankful for the opportunity for us to get to broadcast this. We enjoy it so much and have a blast doing it, so just thanks for all that make it possible.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys letting me hop on here, and I feel like I'm kind of reliving a little bit of it right now. So super special, proud of Perham, proud to be from it. Good luck to these boys in the following weeks.
Well, one last set of thank yous. Again, we'd like to thank all the administration at Perham School, Aaron Anderson, Tracy Haberman, Jason Groth just running behind the scenes, getting 2 gyms going back and forth. It has been a great day. Schools that helped us out along the way so we could bring this to you. All of our sponsors for making this commercial free. Exciting night. Perham Yellowjackets, your Section 8 AA champions, back-to-back years. What a great feeling for them. We'll look forward to seeing them down at the state tournament. For Jesse Hine and Leighton Rock, I'm Lance Rock. Thank you for tuning in to 549 Media. Have a great rest of your evening.
You've been watching 549 Media. Don't miss a moment. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications at youtube.com/@549media. The plays, the energy, the excitement, it's all right here with 549 Media.